Hey, it's Edge here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Nasdaq. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one currency over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on daily time frame this time and taking a look at this RSI trend line that we have for this current move up from the mid-Junes. Again, we are really close of breaking it, or there is also, of course, another possibility that this is going to get us another jump up higher. Or we just consolidate here and nothing really happens and we get that last pump here for lower time frame, more divergence happening. The other thing is, again, we are still having this divergence between these two peaks, having this divergence. So yeah, this is going to be in play for quite some time. Generally, that means that whatever we had here, this structure is not involved in this. So this structure here is complete, and then we are still can continue to create lower lows here on higher time frame, as long as this is some kind of a connecting wave. Of course, this can be also a five-way structure that where we have already bottomed here for quite some time, or we're just going to be creating ABC here, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 years back and another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, creating a W, X and Y here on higher time frame. But yeah, that's the higher time frame structures at the moment that I'm looking at. On the more local structures, I'm still thinking that we are doing this pretty similar thing that we are doing in S&P 500, in which we are having this as a 1, 2, then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Third here is not the smallest, so S&P or Nasdaq doesn't have the cap for the wave 5 like S&P 500 did, but still is looking very similar. If we are looking at this possibility where we have this as the third here, we are getting some kind of divergence between these highs, so which would indicate again that okay, there is something coming down here soon. On smaller time frames, let's take a look at 15-minute. For the fifth, we had this potential ending diagonal here. Looks pretty okay to me. Whether that is done here or here, I'm not quite sure. Probably like this. Yeah, that looks better. And then after that very high we had in the 16th of August, we could have this as another three-way structure like so. It is possible to have this as a five-way as well, I guess. That's how I had labeled it in the more bearish version of the S&P 500, in which this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. However, the extensions don't make really too much sense. And with this overlap here, the only more bearish option here that I can see here is something like this, in which we would have an expanding leading diagonal doing something like this. Again, that is not very common to see at all, so that's why I don't really like that count. The more normal structures you have, the most likely that is going to actually play out. So yeah. So to me, this looks better as a three-way move here into W, 3 ways into X. X is taking out the previous highs here of this potential A-B wave, still below this start here of this whole wave structure, or basically even below here. So this whole wave structure is still intact, basically. And then we could do something like this for the wave Y. 1-to-1 would be around 13,270. And that would be just around this area where we have this previous low. It is possible that we are going to be having this some kind of order block here, in which we're just going to get stuck onto. I don't have it here, so let's add it. Let's check out if there is some kind of volume here as well. There is point of control for sure. So yeah, this 1-to-1 area here is going to definitely have some interest in it. I feel like we could be doing a swing failure pattern here and getting up higher back to continuation up. Now in higher time frame, what would this entail? This would be again where on this bullish trend or bullish count, we would be looking for this as to be the fourth. And let's take a look at the targets overall. let's move that to wave 4. So basically 38.2 would be already down here, which again would take out the previous wave 4s that I had here. To me, that would be very odd to see that we would get to the 38.2 here. If we want to be mimicking this smaller time frame structure, we did go past the 23.6 but did not reach the 38.2. So around here would be my guess at this very moment. What comes to this current structure here, I would be seeing this as a 3-way move here to the back to that 1-to-1 extension, then 3-way pullback depending on how high we get here for that retrace. We can call this whole structure ABC or WXY, and then look for that one more low here back to around the 23.6 towards the 38.2. Again, this is the previous wave 4 structure where usually these higher time frame wave 4s are retracing back to. So this is going to be the major area that we're going to be going through. If we do go through and below it, then I would almost consider that this is very possibly a ABC here. Of course, the wave 1 is all the way down here at 12.2k, but again, there is a lot of retracement to do that before we can invalidate that whole impulse wave idea. But yeah, generally if we go below the previous wave 4, then this whole structure is generally done. But yeah, of course there can be some differences and some alternate universe options here. On S&P 500, let's take a look at that local time frame as well. Same basic idea on higher time frame, which would fit. And here we would have this as an ABC. I had this on the more bearish count as an 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but again, the extensions here are very small. If we see that, let's see, 1.382 on the dot for this possible third wave, it doesn't really feel too good. I would rather have this invisible basic 1, 2 here, 3, 4, 5, creating us that ABC. This would bring us to wave W, another 3-way pullback back to X. X is taking out the previous B here on RSI, creating that divergence for continuation downwards as we did get. And 1-to-1 extension here, this should be on blue, would be around $4,234. Let's take a look at, do we have anything? Not really on this one. Well, we do have this structure here where we had some resistance, so I feel like that could be something. We did just bounce off of this local point of control here. 1-to-1, again, we can see this spike in volume here, so that is definitely one target for this possible 3-way structure here. The other one would be more like this 1.382, which would be again having this larger order block here. Definitely would most likely have some kind of resistance and bounce, at least some kind of bounce, not sure how much though. But yeah, that is the outlook at the moment for Nasdaq and S&P 500. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below. For now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.